Hello everyone, I am Neve from Hippo EdTech and this is our channel dedicated to improving your English and also your IELTS scores. In this video, I want to help you improve your listening skills for IELTS, especially for when you get a map. And the reason for this video is because one of the students in my Facebook group, Gregarious Rafat, I'm not too sure if that is his correct name, but that is his Facebook name, and he is in my Facebook group also called English for Uni, so do join. He is fed up. He is trying the IELTS listening again and again, and his score is not improving. I can tell from his written word that his English is quite good, but he is having problems when he is listening to the IELTS exams. And so he needs to find out why this is happening and how to improve. Now, some teachers might just say the answer to improving your listening skills is to practice more. I don't say that. Yes, practice is important, but what I say is if you are having a problem, we need to diagnose that problem. Why is it happening? What is the source? Okay? And with listening, there are many things that can be going on and many things that can be impacting on your ability to hear the correct answers. And these may change for each student. So it is not that everyone has the same problem, okay? Different things can impact on everybody. Therefore, every person needs to try and understand, diagnose their problems. When we can do this, then we can work on that specific area and then improve it and hopefully improve your score, your English, and your confidence. So what things can be causing you problem in the IELTS listening? Well, there's a few things. And first, one thing that really impacts on students is that they feel anxious. And this feeling is making you more nervous, okay? You're worried, you only hear it once. Therefore, when you play the listening, you get so nervous that you don't hear the words that you actually do understand, okay? Another thing is the speed at which the speaker talks. And if you're not used to listening to people speak at speed, then this can also cause you to mishear words and miss the correct answers. After this, another problem is the accent. Where is the speaker from? If you are not used to listening to accents from a range of countries, then the way they pronounce certain vowels, consonants, their overall pronunciation of words can also cause you to mishear words that normally you would understand if you see it written down. And the fourth reason, which we diagnosed as the problem in this case, is vocabulary. Okay, so if you do not have enough vocabulary for that particular topic, then you are going to struggle. And in this case, the vocabulary related to describing a map and using the directions caused this student to mishear and not get the correct answers. So what we will do, I am going to put up the questions and also the map, and I will read the transcript and you can test yourself, okay? So bear in mind that the way I read it will be different to the way it is in the actual listening, and the listening came from Cambridge IELTS Practice Book number 9. The person in the book is British, my accent is Irish, and the person also read 170 words in 56 seconds. Okay, my speech may be a little bit slower. So if you listen to me and you listen to the original, there might be a little bit of variation in our pronunciation, our speed, and definitely in our accents, okay? But what we want to focus on in this video is the vocabulary. So after we do the test, I will give you the correct answers so you can see if you got them right. And then we will go through the transcript and I will show you all the meaning of the vocabulary that you need in order to get the correct answers. And so hopefully this will help you understand the vocabulary associated with understanding a diagram or a map in your IELTS listening. Okay, so if you want to take part and you want to test your listening skills, then grab a pen and paper now and we shall begin. And finally, I'd like to tell you about our new wildlife area, Hitchingbrook Park, which will be opened to the public next month. This slide doesn't really indicate how big it is, but anyway, you can see the 2 gates into the park and the main paths. As you can see, there's a lake in the northwest of the park with a bird hide to the west of it at the end of the path. So it'll be a nice quiet place for watching the birds on the lake. Fairly close to where refreshments are available, there's a dog walking area in the southern part of the park, leading off from the path. And if you just want to sit and relax, you can go to the flower garden. That's the circular area on the map surrounded by paths. And finally, there's a wooded area in the western section of the park between 2 paths. Okay, that's enough for me, so let's go on. So let's check out the answers. The answers are A, I, F and E. Out of the 4, how many did you get right? Make sure you let us know in the comments. And one thing we need to focus on the map is the compass in the corner. The compass shows us the orientation, and that is where someone or something is relative to the point of the compass or other specified positions. In all of the maps you will receive, there should be a compass or something to indicate the orientation for you. Here we can see north, south, east and west. And I've divided this compass into 4 sections because we have different areas. Between the north and east, we can call this the northeast. Between south and east, southeast. We have the southwest area. And we also have a northwest area. With these words, these are the nouns. Okay, so you may hear the north, the south, the southwest or the northeast in the listening. These are the nouns. But the IELTS listening can change the nouns into adjectives, which means it becomes northern, southern, and also the areas in between, northeastern, southeastern, southwestern, and northwestern. The area can be divided in half, so it can be divided with the northern and the southern areas. And it can also be divided in half on the western and the eastern areas. So let's have a look at the transcript. Okay, so you should take note of those directions or orientations if you're unsure of them. And now with the transcript, you can pause this and read through it yourself, especially if you got any of the questions wrong, because then you will be able to locate the correct answers. And we are going to go through this now, and I will explain vocabulary and words that are needed in order to get the correct answer. And I know that one word or one phrase did cause difficulty for students, and that was this slide. Okay, a student didn't understand why this was relevant to the talk and probably made them focus on the wrong information. Now, in this context, the speaker is describing the slide because this is a presentation. So just as I am presenting you with slides now in this lesson and your teacher would in a class, in the IELTS listening, the person who is speaking is presenting the slides to an audience. So that's what they're talking about. They're not in the park, they're just showing them a picture of the park. And when we have a look, so the slide, it doesn't indicate how big it is, but you can see the two gates. Okay, so this is what a gate is, what they mean by gates. And also in the park, there are the main paths. I have an image of a main pathway here because a main pathway really indicates that it has been made by man on purpose and it has a pavement so that people can walk on it. Just for comparison, in this image, there is a pathway, but it would not be a main path. It has been made by man, but they are off track. Okay, so it hasn't been paved, and this a pathway like this would not appear on a map. So the two main paths, the main paths that they describe in the map, I have highlighted the area. So really what we're seeing is that the pathways that are shown are all the main pathways. So they have a pavement and have been made in order for people to walk on them safely. As you can see, there's a lake in the northwest of the park with a bird hide to the west of it. So I have highlighted the northwest area, the northwest region, by using the coloured box there. And they're using the noun. They could also describe it as northwestern if they wanted to. And the bird hide is to the west of it. So we still need to go west of the lake in order to find it. And we have a few options there, A or B. But the next bit of information tells us that the bird hide is at the end of the path. Okay, so A is the only location that is at the end of the path. B is beside the path, and C is located right beside the lake, but it's not to the west of the lake. So the answer must be A. Fairly close to where refreshments are available, there's a dog walking area in the southern part of the park. So the speaker is trying to direct our eye to the refreshments, and the refreshment stand is in the southern part. And I have highlighted the southern part again using a coloured box. Okay, so now we are looking for a location next to the refreshments. We don't have a lot of options here, but the next piece of information tells us that it is leading off from the path. And this is a phrase that perhaps you may not be so familiar with. So leading off means that it is not directly on the main path. It is so we could say just off the main path or veering off from the main path, okay? So it's not directly on it, but it would be close to it. And perhaps the image I showed you earlier of the pathway or walkway through the forest, it could have a small pathway like that that is not paved and is not shown on the map. Okay, so our only option here for the dog walking area is I. So now we're looking for the flower garden. And if you can go to the flower garden, that's the circular area on the map surrounded by paths. So there is only one location in terms of the paths that it is in a circular shape, okay? And that circular path surrounds the area that is marked by F. And finally, there's a wooded area in the western section of the park, okay? So once again, our focus should be on the western section, which I have highlighted again with a coloured box. And now they're using a combination of adjectives and nouns. So the wooded area is somewhere in the western section. And it gives us a little bit more detail as well. that now it's telling us that it is between the two paths. So there is only one location that is between two of the paths, although there are many locations on the western side. Okay, so our answer here must be E. So what you need to make sure when you are doing the listening is that you are listening out for specific things, okay? And we'd like to say that you're all ears, and this is an idiom if you want to note it down. So what things are you looking for? You're listening out for the orientation, the name of the location, and a specific area. By specific area, I mean they are going to say, give you a preposition as in beside, in front of, under, behind, between, okay? Now these three things can be given to you in a different way. Let's have a look at an example. In the northern area, there is a restaurant beside the forest. So in this sentence, we have the three things. We have one, the northern area, which signals the orientation, and that is going to direct your eye to the northern part of the diagram or the map. The restaurant is what we're looking for, perhaps, let's say. So the restaurant is what are keywords that we're listening out for. And there might be a few options, but now specifically, we're looking for the location that is directly beside the forest. Okay, so in that sentence, there are the three things that you need to listen out for. But this could change. Although the three things are important, it is also important to note that they can vary in the organization. For example, they could say, beside the forest, in the north of the area, there is a restaurant. It still has the same 3 points that we need to listen for. Or it could be, the restaurant is located beside the forest in the northern region. Okay, so the 3 things there that are very important for you to find the correct answer in the listening task. So let me know how you feel about this video lesson and if you have found it useful. If you have, make sure you subscribe and also tell me in the comments what issues you are having. I can only help you when I know what problems you're having, and then I will design lessons to help you overcome them and improve. So subscribe, and I will be speaking to you again very, very soon. Bye.